Hey, what's going on, Guardians? Gray here with another Destiny 2 video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the trailer that dropped today at Gamescom, covering all of the new Stasis subclasses. We finally got the names of all the subclasses and some more information and gameplay showcasing all of them in action. And you can see in the background, I have the trailer up. We're going to just let it run through and talk about kind of what we're seeing here. And then we have some other gameplay that Bungie released that's sort of more direct gameplay showing us how all the different subclasses work. We're going to take a look at that as well and just talk about it and try and figure out what we're seeing here. So if you guys enjoy the video, please leave a like below and consider hitting that subscribe button. But with that being said, let's dive into it and see what we can decipher from this trailer and this gameplay. We finally got the names of all of the subclasses. The Warlocks are going to be the Shadebinder subclass. The Hunters have the Revenant subclass, and the Titans are going to be the Behemoth subclass. It all looks really freaking cool, and we have a lot to speculate about how these subclasses are going to work. I have sort of a running theory about what I think we're going to see with how it all, I think they all work together in a very interesting way. And you can kind of see that in the gameplay. It looks like this Stasis has sort of 3 stages, and it looks like you can slow down an enemy and then you'll eventually freeze them in place, and then you can sort of shatter them like you can see happening in the gameplay here. I think each class is capable of doing all 3 of those things, and I think they can combo off of each other. So if a Warlock was to freeze someone in place, a Titan could run up and smash them and shatter them into pieces. I think they go hand in hand like that, which would be really, really freaking cool. We have some cool examples to look at. We can get a really good look at some of the supers and the names of them. So let's take a look at those and some of the gameplay that got released right after Gamescom. So watching this trailer here, this sort of just looks like all of the footage that got cut up and put into the trailer. It's sort of just all the B-roll, but it's really cool to check out. We can see the Hunter using his sort of stasis wall grenade. We can see the Warlock pulling out the staff and freezing everything in front of him. Titan sliding through and shattering everything, which is where I got my original idea from. I feel like the Warlock could freeze some stuff, the Titan could go in and shatter, and it'll all work together, which would be really cool. We can see the Hunter doing the ice platforms, letting his team sort of traverse the terrain, which is going to be really cool. It's some new stuff. The Titan super, of course, is still just me punch, me smash type of Titan super. You're just using the old fist and getting business done with that, but it still looks really cool. It's more of a roaming super. And from what I've heard, all of these subclasses are going to be very customizable. I think we might have different options when it comes to how our supers are going to work, because I've seen the Hunter have sort of a one and done panic super, sort of a smash attack that just does a big AoE. It's a one and done. But I've also seen the version of the Hunter super where he's throwing the pickaxes and it's like a ranged, it almost looks like the Solar Titan hammers, but it's like frozen pickaxes. Obviously, it's a lot of speculation, guys. I'm just going off the gameplay we have here. You can see the Titan super, he's smashing things up. The Warlock whips out the staff and shoots projectiles out of it, and I think that might just be their melee by default. You can shoot that thing forward and freeze some stuff, and you're gonna have more AoE potential with the super. You can see the Hunter throwing the pickaxes there. Looks like it leaves like kind of an AoE behind, which will freeze or slow stuff, which is gonna be really awesome. He has those little shurikens that he can throw that bounces off of walls. This gameplay looks absolutely awesome, and I know I'm just rambling about it, but it's been a very busy day. There's a lot of stuff to cover, and it's really exciting to look at, and I can't wait to see how this stuff is going to work. I know people are already freaking out about how this is going to look in the Crucible. We can see it right here. They put up this big slowing area. He bounces the knife off the wall multiple times, which is really cool, and this is a map we know and love, completely transformed just by some of the stasis abilities. I think it's going to make things really interesting, and I know people are kind of wigging out about it, freaking out, saying Crucible is going to be broken, it's going to be busted, but I think it's going to be okay, guys. I mean, I think it's going to introduce some new strategy, some much needed strategy, because there's a lot of weapons and things that feel cheesy and broken, and it'd be nice to be able to counter that shotgun ape with something that slows him down, or have some nice team strategies with how you're going to go about things. I think it's going to shake up the landscape of PvP a lot. We'll have to see how it all plays out. We have no idea how it's going to be balanced inside of Crucible. Bungie hasn't given us any info on that. But going back to the trailer, we can just check out how some of these abilities work. So starting off right off the bat, we can kind of see the Warlock subclass is going to be called a Shade Binder. It looks super cool. You're going to have that Ice Wizard fantasy that I've kind of always wanted inside of Destiny. Looks like it's going to be used to control the battlefield a lot, which fits the fantasy perfectly. You can see it shutting down that golden gun, freezing him solid, getting the no scope on it. The Hunter is going to be that Revenant subclass, throwing those ice pickaxes. I can't wait to have a super like that on my Hunter that just terrorizes stuff from a range. Has those throwing knives that can bounce off the walls. That's going to be really fun to mess around with. And the Titan is, of course, the Behemoth, where you're going to smash the ground. You send out those waves of ice, freeze things in place, and then you just shatter them to pieces in classic Titan fashion. I think all of these are going to synergize together. We know nothing about what grenades we're going to be having. If any of these guys are using exotics in the gameplay, we have no idea what kind of stuff we're going to be working with. I'm in pure speculation mode here, but I just wanted to get this out to you guys. I know it's a little late in the day. I had a pretty long day today, but I wanted to take some time to talk about the Stasis subclasses. We're getting pretty close, getting into that time where Bungie's going to start giving us a lot more information about Beyond Light. So it's fun to take a look at these trailers and see what we can see. So thank you guys for stopping by the video. That's just some of my brief thoughts, seeing what all these subclasses are going to look like. Let me know if you're excited for some of the stuff, if you're terrified of how this is going to affect the Crucible. Share your thoughts with me down below. We can have a little discussion about it. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate your time. Take care.